Okay, coming back to you with another video for the preseason slate here on Friday. So first in this video, we're going to go over the lineup from yesterday, see where we went right, see where we went wrong, see where we got lucky, where we got unlucky, and then get right into an analysis for the slate today. So yeah, last night, was definitely a good night. Entered about 150 and walked away with close to 500. So not complaining at all. Almost took down a few small tourneys here. Was in first here until the very end, until Marvin Bagley, the third, knocked me out. Could have been a much bigger night if that didn't happen, but, you know, we're not complaining. So, yeah, let's look into the results from last night. So, yeah, my thought process basically was I said Harden and Paul relax. I wanted to get Brandon Ingram in there after I found out he was running the point. He did not disappoint. And then Oladipo, I wanted to run him back with the two Rockets. So those are my studs that I wanted to lock in last night. I said how much I love Sabonis. He did not disappoint, close to 40 fantasy points. And basically filled in from there with value guys. So James Ennis, close to minimum price again. Wanted to run those Rockets out there. They did not disappoint. Marquise Chris, same thing, close to 20. He got there with blocks. Said a lot of offensive fouls. The guy's going to pick up a lot of fouls. So he's a risky fantasy play, but he was close to 50% owned, so he was pretty high owned. And then Harry Giles did not disappoint either. The Sacramento bigs, the young bigs, they're getting a lot of run here in the preseason, so definitely for today's slate, the Kings play the Warriors. They are definitely interesting today. So let's look at the first place lineup real quick. In the big tournament last night. So De'Aaron Fox wasn't really too high on him. He got 20 minutes, but man, he was lights out from the field. He was not missing. Got 31 fantasy points. Harden, Brandon Ingram, talked about Marvin Bagley, a third. I talked about, didn't have him in my lineup. Like I said, he knocked me out at the end in a few tourneys. He went off. TJ Leaf, the surprise of the day for sure. He looked terrible in the summer league, but he got it done last night. 40 fantasy points. I don't think he's going to keep that up. I will continue to fade TJ Leaf. He's a 0.6 fantasy point per minute guy in his career, so I think this is more of an anomaly. Oladipo. Kyle Kuzma, I talked about. I liked him a lot. 32. Josh Hart for 5,500. Did not disappoint as well. So yeah, that was the winning lineup from last night, and let's look into the slate for today. Let's go NBA here. Yeah, so we got a 7-game slate. Let's look at the over-unders real quick. So we got a 221 over-under for the Heat and the Wizards, a 230 over-under for the Pelicans Knicks, 218 Hawks Grizzlies, 220 Thunder T-Wolves, 205 Pistons Spurs, 223 Suns Blazers, and 227 Kings Warriors. All right, so instead of going by team, I'm just going to go by position here. Starting at the top, Steph Curry, he's out for personal reasons. Him and Draymond will be out for this game tonight, so definitely makes Durant and Klay Thompson pretty interesting. And then adding in the narrative street of the game's actually being played in Seattle. So I think Durant's going to want to come to play today for those his old fans. Westbrook, like I said, is not playing today. Schroeder, 7,700. Billy Donovan gave him about 27 minutes to run. He shot it almost 20 times. Was pretty good in those minutes. So 7,700, definitely someone I'm interested in today for cash and GPP. Damian Lillard, 7,300. Against Phoenix, he should get 20 to 25 minutes, so I'm going to keep my eye on that. Someone I'm looking at for GPPs. And then I guess, guys, I didn't really say this for the last video. The main thing for preseason, it's all news. So Twitter, Twitter's your best friend for preseason. Like I said, like an hour or two before lock, I'm just scouring Twitter, seeing if I find any news from beat writers about players' minutes, stuff like that. So yeah, Twitter is your best friend for sure. And also for the preseason, I'm basically only playing GPPs. Regular season starts, I'm a big cash game guys, but for preseason, they're smaller slates, so I'm just running GPPs basically. Okay, so Drew Holiday 7,200. Alvin Gentry did say at some point he was going to rest his starters for the preseason. Now they have played in the first 2 games, so someone we have to keep an eye on. My guess is I don't think the starters play today, but we'll see. Devin Booker out, so that opens up more for the Suns. Like I said, Josh Jackson, someone I'll get into later. John Wall 6,900. He only played the first quarter of the preseason game the other night. We'd have to get more news to see if he's going to get more allotment of minutes. Mike Conley, 6,500. No, thank you. Coming off a major injury last season, I don't think he's going to get a lot of run. I'll pass. Trae Young, someone I'd be a little more interested in, but it looks like Atlanta's going to run all their players here in the preseason. Had to go wait and see approach because he's going to shoot it a lot, but if he's only getting 20 minutes, I don't think I can go there with Trae Young. Jeff Teague, 6,300. Tom Thibodeau is basically like a Mike D'Antoni-esque. He's going to run his starters out there a lot. And Jeff Teague went 0 for 7 the other night. So a nice bounce back spot here against Dennis Schroeder. We know Schroeder can't stop anyone on defense. So Jeff Teague, 6,300. Definitely cash game play and GPP. Let's move on. Alfred Payton. I'm going to wait and see approach to the Pelicans. I think they're going to rest some of their starters, so I'll pass. Darian Fox, like I said, he went off last night, 6,300. I will pass as well. He only got 20 minutes, and I don't think he's going to have a repeat performance like he did last night. Yogi Ferrell, I don't think he's playing today, so we'll have to look into. Let's see what it says. Yeah, he's out. Okay. So that opens up a little more minutes for the Kings guards. But yeah, I think I'm more interested in the Sacramento Kings bigs than the guards. CJ McCollum, 6,100, not bad. I don't think he's a cash game play. Don't know how many minutes he's going to get. I would guess 20 to 25. Same thing with Lillard. So we'll have to wait for news on that. Goran Dragic, 5,900. Pretty cheap against the Wizards. Should get, like I said, lower 20s minutes like a lot of these guys. I don't think I will have him in my lineups. Reggie Jackson's out. Trey Burke, not getting the minutes. No, thank you. DeJounte Murray, no. The Spurs run basically everyone here in the preseason, all their players, and that's the lowest over-under of the day. No, thank you. Austin Rivers, someone who could keep an eye on if John Wall is limited again. Let's see, Derrick Rose, intriguing 5,100. He's going to get, Tom Thibodeau is going to play him 25 minutes. At 5,100, Derrick Rose is someone you can look at for sure in cash and GPP. Ish Smith, 5,100. I'll pass. Low, like I said, that's the lowest total of the day. Let's see, anyone else here that's really interesting? Tyus Jones, 4,800. Tom Thibodeau is basically running a 10-man rotation here. Tyus Jones has seen mid-20s minutes in both games. So someone 4,800 for salary relief you can keep an eye on. Frank Mason, same thing. Like I said, Yogi Ferrell's out, so that opens up a little more minutes for those Kings guards. And a high total here against the Warriors. Frank Mason, keep an eye on him. I like him for GPPs. Let's see, anyone else down here? Jeremy Lin, no thank you. They're running the Hawks, basically all their players. T. Wade. So it's interesting. The preseason, I like basically going with all young guys, but he's gotten about 20 minutes in both games, and he's going to shoot. So 4,600. Not cash game viable at all, but definitely someone at low ownership you can look at for GPPs. Like I said, I'm not big on playing those old guys in preseason, but he's going to get 20 minutes, 4,600. D. Wade, keep an eye on the news there. Let's see. Mudiay, Nicotina. I'll pass. They're only getting about 15, 20 minutes. Let's see, Shaq Harrison, someone I'm interested in at 4,500 for cash and GPP. He's getting 24 minutes each of the last 2 games. He's starting at point guard for the Suns. So yeah, I think he is definitely viable for both cash and GPPs. Elliot Kobo, the backup. He's been a little inconsistent, so I think I'll pass there. Santorowski, if John Wall's out, would be interesting, or if John Wall's limited. Yeah, that's basically about it for the point guards. Let's go to shooting guards. Okay, start at the top. We already talked about Steph and Schroeder. We already talked about Holiday. Brad Beal, 7,100. If he's going to get 25 minutes, maybe. Right now, I'll pass. Devin Booker's out. DeRozan, no thank you. Like I said, Popovich, preseason, no. Josh Jackson. He is definitely close to a lock for me. 6,300. He's gotten over 30 minutes each of the last 2 games. Him and Ayton right now are close to locks for me because they're getting so many minutes. All right, let's see here. There, guys. So yeah, I think we were talking about Josh Jackson there. 6,300. Like I said, he's close to a lock for me. If he's going to get 30 minutes, him and Ayton. Klay Thompson, 6,300. Steph Curry and Draymond out. I think someone that I'm interested in, but we know even when some of the stars are out, Klay Thompson's role doesn't really change. He's going to run off picks. He's going to shoot threes. His usage doesn't go up too much, but definitely someone you can look at, 6,300. Andrew Wiggins, Tom Thibodeau's going to run the stars out there a lot, but I'm going to pass on him. He doesn't really stuff the stat sheet. He's more of just a scorer, so not someone I'm interested in for fantasy purposes. Let's see, CJ McCollum, 6,100. Already talked about him. Tim Hardaway Jr., they're not running this, not getting a lot of minutes, so I'll pass. Kelly Oubre, 5,800. He went off in his first preseason game. Otto Porter doesn't look like he's going to play today, so Oubre is someone I'm interested in, but his usage should go down if he's going to play with the starters and start. Someone you can look at for cash games for sure. TJ Warren, 5,800. He's gotten 24 and 16 minutes each of the last 2 games. I will pass on him. As for right now, he's not getting enough minutes for me. Bazemore with the Hawks, no thank you. Trey Burke, already talked about him. Buddy Hield, someone I'm not interested in. He's basically just a scorer as well. We want guys that stuff the stat sheet, and that's not Buddy Hield. Austin Rivers, talked about him. Stanley Johnson. What did he get? 37 minutes the other night. Now, that was insane. Him and Drummond, both over 30 minutes after Dwayne Casey said he was going to limit his starters to about 20 minutes. So, don't really know what happened there with Dwayne Casey. Iguodala, no thank you. Josh Richardson could play Friday, but coming off injury, I will pass. Anything else interesting down here? DeAndre Bembry, he could be chalky today. He went off in 25 minutes. I think I'm going to pass on him. I think he's a pretty easy fade for the ownership percentage. And, with DeAndre Bembry, he's not the best player. I don't think he can keep up that level of production. Let's see, anything else on here? Alonzo Trier, another guy who should be pretty chalky. He went off the other night for over 20 real life points. He got over 25 minutes of play, so someone I am interested in for cash and GPP. Let's see, Luke Kennard against the Spurs, no thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Josh Okogie for the Timberwolves. Like I said, Thibodeau's running about a 10-man rotation. Should get 20 to 25 minutes. Again, he's a rookie. They're going to want to see what he can do. He looked pretty good in the Summer League. So 4,400 for salary relief. You could go there. Yeah, I don't think we want to go anything here. But Glenn Robinson, 4,300. But again, low total. But he's looked good so far in practices and in first preseason game. All right, let's go move on here to small forward. So at the top, we got Kevin Durant. I definitely think he is a stud you want in your lineup. I don't know if he's a lock because he's pretty expensive, but someone that I will definitely heavily consider for cash and GPP. Like I said, the game's being played in Seattle, so a little narrative there. Paul George is back, 8,000. Billy Donovan runs the starters out there a decent amount. I would guess 25 minutes for Paul George. Someone I'm interested in at 8,000. DeRozan, no thank you. Kevin Knox. I got him at very low ownership in the first game, and he went off. Faded him the next game, and he did not do good. So I've been writing Kevin Knox each of the last 2 times. 6,600 should be a very fast-paced game against the Pelicans. I'm definitely giving a hard look at Kevin Knox today for cash and GPP. Let's see. Otto Porter, like I said, he's going to be out. I'm pretty sure. Josh Jackson, I already said, very interested. I think he's a lock. Wiggins, no. Let's see. Rudy Gay, no thank you. Amino, no thank you. Stanley Johnson. I got to wait and see approach. If he's going to get close to 40 minutes, then definitely got to have him in our lineups, but I don't think he's going to get that many minutes today. I think Dwayne Casey's going to even out the minutes a little more. Let's see. Jeremy Grant with Paul George back. I don't think we can go there. He is a high upside guy with steals and blocks, though. Ariza, 5,200. Not bad. Definitely cash game play. He's been getting a lot of minutes for the starters for the Suns as well. Not as many as Jackson and Ayton, but he's getting upper 20s. So someone we can look at. But again, Ariza, he's more of a stay in the corner, shoot threes guy. But at 5,200, that's not bad. Justice Winslow, 5,000. Interesting. I think I'll pass on him. I'm looking more at, for the Heat, I'm looking more at Whiteside and Olynyk with all the bigs out. Is that Jimmy Butler's not playing? Anyone else of interest down here that we haven't talked about? Markieff Morris, 4,700. He got ejected in the preseason. That's pretty interesting. 4,700. He's definitely a GPP play. If he's going to get 25 minutes, he can get hot or it can be really cold. So, not someone I'm touching in cash. Well, like I said, guys, I'm only playing GPPs, but I'm trying to give you guys, if you're playing cash games, I'm trying to give you guys cash game plays and GPP plays. But like I said, I'm only running one lineup and playing GPPs. So, yeah. Mikal Bridges, 4,700. No, thank you. He is a rookie, but he's more of a stay in the corner, shoot threes, not getting too many minutes. Hazonia, 4,700. Yes, I'm interested. He's been getting over 20 minutes each last 2 games. Good matchup here against the Pelicans. So somebody you can look at for cash and GPPs. Magruder, I will pass. Like I said, the 2 Heat guys I'm interested in are Olynyk and Whiteside. Chandler Parsons, no thank you. Keita Bates-Diop, like I said, just like Josh Okogie, pretty cheap salary relief, should get 20, 25 minutes. Someone you can look at there. Yeah, so that's about it for small forward. Let's go to power forward real quick. AD, I'm going to pass right now, unless we get more news. But like I said, I got an eerie feeling the Pelicans are not going to play their starters. But like I said, if we get news that that they're going to play, and they're going to play 20, 25 minutes, you can definitely look at AD. This is like the best matchup of the day against the Knicks. I already talked about Paul George. Blake Griffin did not play in the first preseason game last night, or a couple nights ago. I will pass the 7,400 against the Spurs. John Collins, like him a lot this year, but like I said, he only got 20 minutes. He put 18 real-life points in those 20 minutes. And he's a big block steal, upside type guy. So GPPs, John Collins. Definitely keep an eye on him for GPPs. Aldridge, no. Randall, I don't think he will play. Should open up more minutes for the Pelicans. And they could rest some of their starters, like I said, so wait and see approach there. Olynyk, 6,200. He's kind of like a Domantas Sabonis type guy. He's going to stuff the stat sheet. He's a very high usage guy when he gets some minutes. I project about 25 minutes from him. Like I said, with all those injuries for the Miami Bigs, Olynyk, I like him a lot for cash and GPP. Let's see, Michael Green, no. Marvin Bagley III. He went off last night at 5,200. He's going to be the chalk, I think, but for good reason. 5,200. He's very, very interesting for cash and GPP. So I'm going to give a hard look at him. Him and Giles. I think I'm going to play one, definitely one of the two, maybe both. We'll have to see. Jordan Bell, the Warriors. They give their starters a decent run in the preseason, but then the bench guys, they basically give like 10 minutes to everyone. So I will pass on Jordan Bell. He is a very high usage guy. I don't think the minutes will be there though today. Jaren Jackson Jr. Yes, GPPs 100%. This guy is gonna get 2-3 blocks a game at least. He fouled out in 19 minutes of play, but got 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. I said a rookie, so they should get, I would guess, 25 minutes. So 5,000, Jaren Jackson Jr. Sign me up. Taj Gibson, no. Even though Thibodeau runs the stars out there a lot, Gibson's what is he, like 40? I don't think he's gotten under 20 minutes in each of the last 2 games, so he's not a starter I'm interested in for the T-Wolves. Harry Giles, talked about him with Marvin Bagley. Great play, 5,000. The Kings are giving the young bigs a lot of run here, so those 2 guys definitely I'm interested in. Anthony Tolliver, 4,900. He's getting a lot of minutes, but I'll pass. He's a veteran. He's more of a stand in the corner, shoot threes guy. Cheek Diallo, 4,900. He looked great in the summer league. With Julius Randle out, Mirotic out, with maybe AD possibly out. I think Cheek Diallo is a great play here. At 4,900, I don't think he will be too high owned. So someone I am definitely giving a hard look at, maybe a lock, close to that. I like him a lot today for the Pelicans in this good matchup against the Knicks. So Bam's out. This opens up minutes for Whiteside and Olynyk. I already talked about that. Gorgie Jang, 4,700. Should get about 20 minutes. He's going to give you a few blocks. He's going to give you a steal. So 4,700. Not bad. I don't think he's going to be in my lineups, but someone you can look at for GPPs. Herzonia, we talked about. Scal, no thank you, not getting the minutes right now. They're giving him to the, even though he's young, they're giving it to Bagley and Giles. Let's see here. Allenson picked up the start last night for Blake Griffin. Didn't do much, so I'm going to pass on him. Is there anything else of interest down here? Swan again, 4,300. Looked good in the Summer League. Someone you can give a look to for sure. Yeah, so let's move on to the center position real quick. Karl Anthony Towns, 8,300. I like him. The matchup's not great. Steven Adams, pretty good defender. But, Katsky's going to get minutes, so someone I'm interested in, but I think I like 8 and more at the center position. AD, I already talked about him. Drummond, he was the surprise the other night. Like I said, he got over 30 minutes, and he went off in those minutes. I think it was like a 20-20 type game. I don't think he's going to get that type of minutes, and I think Blake Griffin will be back too. So I'll go wait and see approach with Drummond. If we get news that Blake Griffin's going to be out and they're going to give the starter similar minutes, then Drummond is definitely very interesting. But like I had lowest over-under of the day against the Spurs. So right now I'm passing on Drummond. Whiteside, 7,800. He's looked great so far in his first 2 games. Like I said, him and Olynyk are basically the only 2 healthy bigs. They have like 1 or 2 scrubs and at the end of the bench that will get like 10 minutes in garbage time. That's about it. I expect Whiteside and Olynyk to get 25 minutes, and they started next to each other last game. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here against the Wizards. Blake Griffin pass. Enes Kanter, he that was a surprise the other night. I played him in the first preseason slate, and he got 15 minutes. He did pretty good, but like I said, he only got 15 minutes, so did not produce for his salary, so I faded him. And then, of course, when I fade him, he goes off for 20 and 20 at 27 minutes. I don't think he will get that high minutes again. The Knicks don't run their stars out there too much, so I think I'm going to pass on Kanter for now. Like I said, he is GPP viable for sure. Obviously, you see he went off against Jared Allen, who is a terrible defender, but still. Steven Adams, 6,900. Someone you can look at for sure. He's got a pretty good matchup against Cat. Should get 25 minutes. So someone I'm looking at for cash games more. Julius Randle, I don't think he's playing. Cauley Stein did very good in his first game. Second game, got limited. They gave those minutes to Giles and Marvin Bagley III. It's a back-to-back, so maybe Cauley Stein and Scal get more minutes, and they limit Giles and Bagley III a little more. But like I said, Giles and Bagley III are way cheaper, so more interested in them. DeAndre Ayton, I think he's close to a lock. He's going to get over 30 minutes. He's a rookie. They want to see what he can do. Pretty decent matchup against Nurkic. I like Ayton a lot. Olenek, I already talked about him. Very interested in Marc Gasol. No, thank you. Good matchup against the Hawks, but I don't think he's going to get a lot of run. I would say under 20 minutes. Nurkic, 6,000. I think he's interesting. GPP play. Like I said, I think Portland's going to be around 20 to 25 for their starters. So, pretty good matchup here against the Suns. You can look at Nurkic for sure as a nice pivot off of Ayton. Alex Len looked decent in his first game, but like I said, the Hawks running basically the full 20 players or whatever. So, Alex Len right now I'll pass. Jakob Poeltl, no thank you. Noel, someone you can look at for GPPs. He's going to back up Steven Adams. You know, he's a high block, upside type guy. So, someone interesting. Already talked about Giles. Already talked about Diallo. Scal, no thank you. Ian Mahimi is going to start with Dwight Howard out. He's going to be going up against Whiteside. I think I'll pass with Mahimi. He's more of just like a putback type guy. Doesn't have a lot of offensive skills, so not someone I'm really looking at. Pau Gasol, no. Anything else down here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So now I'm just going to go over some strategy. Let's just go over, this is just like a first look lineup. This is not going to be the lineup that I go with, but just kind of give you an idea of what a lineup could look like for me for the slate today. So let's start with locking in Ayton as well as Josh Jackson. There we go. And then let's put in Diallo as well. So point guard. Let's see. I think it's definitely between Jeff Teague and Dennis Schroeder. Let's see. Let's go Jeff Teague, and then at shooting guard, maybe we'll go Dennis Schroeder there. So Oubre's interesting. Klay Thompson's interesting. Austin Rivers, John Wall's going to be out. So let's go with Schroeder right now, just because he's going to shoot it when he's out there. Paul George back limits him a little bit, but I like Schroeder. Forward, let's see. Let's go guard. Actually, okay, let's go with Giles. Throw him in there. Let's see, we got 6,600 remaining at guard. Maybe we'll go with Klay Thompson just because it's a safety blanket. And then utility 6,900. maybe like a Steven Adams type guy, or Cauley Stein. I think he's going to get more minutes today. So yeah, something like that lineup. It's going to look somewhere around that. Like I said, utility, I like going with a big, just because bigs have a higher floor, rebounds, blocks, stuff like that. Yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. So I will be covering tomorrow's NBA slate on Saturday, as well as going over my lineup from today's slate. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.